Good morning, guys. How you doing? Back at it, just picking out some tunes. All right, let's do it. Okay, so let's start here. Tip ranks. Update this. So yesterday we had a couple of moves. Seriously? Oops, forgot to update that. Forgot to update the stream title. My bad. Update those. Good morning, Levi. How you doing, buddy? Okay. So what I want to be able to do is see what the move some positions around yesterday, guys, and want to put them in here to our tip ranks, so people are aware what's here. So let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go. Oh, great. So I can't update this right now. We are about to find out. I'm just opening this up. Definitely took more than a 3% gain on this, so I'm not sure how to adjust that, but I'm not sure how to adjust that. I'll have to figure out how to do that off stream. Mercury Therapeutics received a buy rating yesterday. Man, talk about a difference of opinion. The buy rating that came in yesterday was at a 10. The hold is at a at 250. So either way, the low is, man, that's fantastic. All right, so Merker is just a hold for me. based off of what the analysts are saying anyway. ACRX, what do they got for this for a price target? Same. No, that's not ACRX. That's ACRX. Three analysts, low of one. Again, 625 average. It's only $1.27 right now. I'm out of DMPI, so that doesn't matter. Let's head over to Coifin. What's up on Phase? How you doing? Let's head over to Coifin and see what the markets are doing. We're looking green, 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 green everywhere, except for gold. Bitcoin broke 10K. SPY is looking. I mean, it's up. It's not up a lot, but it's up. Real estate sector. Ooh. Ooh. That's gonna be good for MFA, I think. Let's head over to Seeking Alpha and see what the news was that's driving the positive sentiment. China buys soybeans despite the order to stop. I'll read that. Tetraphase is here. That's of interest to me with ACRX. Take a look at the economic calendar. Military deployment. All right. So let's see what we got. China buys U.S. soybean. China farms bought at least 3 cargoes of U.S. soybeans, even as the government had told them to halt. TTPH is up 11%. What did ACRX do after hours then? I mean, it's up 7.8. That's not bad. That's not bad. Nothing there as far as Red Book. Trump says he's deploying the military. President Trump is set to deliver remarks any minute now from the Rose Garden. News follows. 6:30 p.m. President has arrived. 6:48. Strongly recommended every gunner to deploy National Guard. Deploying thousands of heavily armed soldiers, military personnel, and law enforcement officers to stop rioting, looting, assaults, and property destruction, he says, but it appears to be a threat. State governors don't react in kind. Interesting. Okay, so he's going to deploy military forces only if the states don't roll out their National Guard. Okay, so ACRX. Let's see what it did yesterday. Okay, so it fell from about $1.50 No, yesterday. Fell from about $1.36 to $1.27, and now it's back up to $1.38 range. So it's back up here, which is fine. ACRX is a long hold. It's just I did have a few people asking about the movement on it. Like, it's going down quite a bit. What are your thoughts? Where do you see it going? I still see it being quite strong, actually. Just because it went down on a day, guys. This is where it gets hard. To be honest, like I get it. I get the day traders, the people that are used to taking a play and being in it for only a couple of days, and when they see price movement come against them, they just want to exit. For me. ACRX, I know the play is Q4. I know that. I've got that ingrained in my head. And I have to keep telling myself that over and over. Like, it's Q4. It's Q4. It's not right now. The play is not for right now. If it moves down, understand that's an opportunity to acquire more at another price, average down. That movement is fine for me. The TTPH is going up makes sense. So let's head over here and let's take a look at what we've got. Moleculin's got 2 updates. Those aren't really significant. Not seeing anything in the acquisition folder. FDA approved. June PDUFA date. Maris, Brayburn. FDA approves this. My Studies app. Okay. What else we got? We got ACRX with some news. Bidding war comes to an end. Orphan drug designation. DMPI has some news, but we are out of DMPI, so that don't matter. Tetraphase announces receipt of another proposal. MFA Financial got some news. GameStop. More stores are looted. Strong buy upgrades. All right. Those are the upgrades. Let's see what else we've got here. Immutep. Okay, 4 hours ago. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, and marker. All right, let's take a look at this, guys. We've got an antivirus update, apparently. Biotech investors market calendar. So PDUFAs for Merck v. Merck. So it's 2 for Merck this month. Epizine. $17. Ultragenics. Evox looking for an approval after rejection. That may be something that I look at. KPTI is one that we've looked at before. Seizure drug. See what Tip Ranks has to say about Evo. Guten Morgen. Evo Pharma. No analyst upgrade. Okay, so that's usually a bad sign. I usually take that as a really bad indicator. If nobody wants to look at your stock. Merger arbitrage Mondays. The bidding war for Tetraphase Pharmaceuticals. Okay, so we knew that. There's one here that's new, right? Where is it? Where's the new bid from Tetraphase? June 1st, 5 p.m. Tetraphase announces receipt of an amended Melinta proposal. Interesting. So Melinta swoops back in on this thing that was supposed to be done. I pick up some steam as I move in. We're only in the first 15 minutes, so that takes me a little while to get revved up and going. Okay, so ACRX has... so it goes up... Really, it goes up almost 8% on news of another bid. Where's Tetraphase at right now? See, this is the funny thing. Like, this just... What is Melinta looking like? Yeah, Melinta's a nothing, right? Interesting. This is very interesting. So ACRX gets bid against, and the price goes up. It's almost like the market doesn't want ACRX to win the fight. Very interesting. Okay, FDA grants orphan drug status. This is huge. Antifibrotic therapy for systemic sclerosis. Therapy fibrosis is a rare chronic autoimmune rheumatic disorder characterized by diffuse fibrosis and vascular abnormalities in the skin, joints, and internal organs. Protein binds regulated death receptor of myofibroblasts and selectively blocks activation of MFBs in fibrotic regions. Results from clinical studies have shown to reverse existing fibrosis in various animal modes, targeting the trail pathway. Okay, so Thorali is the name of the company. It looks like this was a stock at one point, but is no longer. And nothing's coming up in my trading dashboard. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. That looks promising. Tetraphase announces receipt of amended. Okay, yeah. So this is what we were reading before. There's nothing other than they received it. MFA. Okay, MFA announced that it has entered into a third forbearance agreement with certain counterparties to its various repurchase agreement financing arrangements and provided an updated regarding dividends on its capital. In a new forbearance agreement, the company entered into earlier today with counterparties to its outstanding repurchase obligations. Such counterparties have agreed to continue to forbear from exercising any rates or remedies in their respect. This is great news. So that's great news for MFA that its creditors aren't calling in stock. Where's MFA this morning? Nothing pre-market. Had a good run yesterday. This is saying it suspends its dividend, but I heard there was a 20-cent dividend coming down the line. Interesting. Redemption was telling me that he saw there was going to be a 20-cent dividend payout. And, I mean, there it is. Last announced dividend. Right there. Interesting. I wonder what the disconnect is on that. Why is this... Yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm gonna give him the follow. So MFA is doing what they need to do. They're selling off assets. They've extended their debt payments. So that, I mean, it's looking good. It's looking good. I'm pretty happy with that. So Imitep jumps on average volume, preliminary results from Germany-based clinical trial. No toxicities, okay. This is just financial stipulation. There's no killer stock supply that no one knows about. BlackRock Fund Advisors decreased its market shares by 1.1. So BlackRock is in this. Okay, I like that BlackRock is in MRKR. June 1st, filed regulation FD disclosure, hosts a live webcast featuring blah, 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 blah. Okay, here's the company presentation. So this is, I mean, this is why we're, open like a new tab. I guess I just go to the SEC directly because if this was filed, I can get that report. So let's do that. Let's go to the SEC filings. Oh, fast search ticker, MRKR. Yeah, here, documents, 8K, and the exhibit. That's what I want, is the exhibit. Where do I access that file? Let's try their website. I want to see what this presentation was yesterday that they did. Marker Therapeutics, investors. Okay, phase 1 trial targeting advanced pancreatic cancer. So safety and feasibility is what they're testing for. So this is removing the immunity of the tumor. Phenotype specificity. Safety thresholds are good. "54 clinical grade T-cell lines. "13 patients, 6 monthly infusions. For 12 to 13 patients, we generated sufficient cells for all 6 planned doses. 2 doses were available for the remaining patients." So they didn't get 12 of the 13 had the 6 doses. The 13th patient had 2. Of the 13, 2 got worse. 1 had a mixed response. And 10 had a positive response. So that's pretty good numbers. So of the 13 that received this, 10 were responsive. Okay, so these pictures here show the complete responder. So this is the person who had the complete. These are scans of the pancreas here, guys. what you're seeing here, the measurements of the size of the tumors. Figure 11 represents all patients treated. For 9 of the 13 patients, cancer control is maintained for a longer than expected duration compared to historical controls. 5 additional patients underwent procurement for T-cell product creation but never received cells and are not included in response recording. Okay, so this is people that didn't get it. So here's the one that had complete response. It went from having a 14 millimeter and a 13 millimeter tumor to nothing. Completely gone. This one, 40 millimeters down to 27 to 20. Oh, this is a single one. So somewhere between 13 and 14 millimeters. Completely gone. This one went from 40 to 26. That's huge. It's by half. 47 to 32. That's not as drastic. And then a baseline. Conclusion. T-cells can reliably be generated and safely administered to patients with advanced pancreatic cancer in conjunction with standard care chemotherapy. In some patients, addition of T-cells may extend duration of first-line therapy. Yeah, so this is great news. It works. It works. It works. It works. Numbers on pancreatic cancer, estimated 78,000 people. Counts for 10% of cases. 5-year survival rate is 37%. More than half of the cases are diagnosed in the distant stage, and the survival rate is 3%. Yikes. So this drug is built to treat this. It's built for this. The stage 4 current survival rate is 3%. So this is showing the progress on cancer treatment. So age adjustment based off of cancer death rates. Lung cancer improved greatly through the mid-90s and has since decreased again, but stomach on the decline, pancreas. So these are death rates. So death rates on lungs, rate per 100,000. Okay, so this is how many people died, not age. I thought this was age with 100 being the top, but it's not. This is death rates. So death rates on stomach cancer have decreased to almost nil. Liver had a decrease and then back to an increase. Pancreas had an increase and it stayed stable across, no real gains or losses. Prostate and colorectal are the two big ones here, with lung cancer being the next. This is why you see so many drugs for NSCLC. NSCLC is the lung cancer is one of the biggest ones here. For females, pancreas is still there. First in line option for metastatic. So the two ones that are currently being used, FOLFIRINOX and gemcitabine. Yeah, those images that we saw again. Tumor measurements. Patient 3, tumor size increased. So patient 4, tumor size increased. Patient 2, decrease. This one only got the baseline and the chemo, never received. Okay. So this is saying 9 of the 13 instead of 10 of 13. Okay, and that was a phase 1 trial, so they're moving to phase 2. That's Imutep, so I still like Imutep, I think, into that, through that. It seems like a strong position. Let's head over here and see what is happening. Stock market seems pretty darn happy about this. Tokyo's virus cases spiked with 34 new infections a week. Yowza! France's economy will contract 11%. That's a big number. It's a big, big number. Everybody's holding their breath on OPEC. So they had explosions all across Philadelphia last night. Whoa. Dynamite and M80s, really? Hmm. Really, really interesting news to wake up to in the morning. So that's a big deal, guys. And that was one of the concerns, not only with the FDA deregulation, but also with everybody's focus being on the money that's in COVID. We stop hearing, we stop hearing news about. Oh, excuse me. We stop hearing news about the the other diseases that are out there, like measles, apparently is prepped for an outbreak in the DRC. Polio is looking to make a comeback in Nigeria. Polio was something that had been eliminated from North America, but still exists in certain parts of the world. Nigeria is still fighting that and facing that. I know that was a big thing for the Bill Gates Foundation. Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has been making some huge efforts to simply eliminate polio from existence. But vaccine-derived polio. She says they're going to lose all the progress. The one physician's there saying they're going to lose all the progress that they have made since 2010. They're going to lose a decade of progress. That's huge. Okay, hold on. Hold on. What happened there?
As their president, I will fight to keep them safe. I will fight to protect you. I am your president of law and order and an ally of all peaceful protesters. We have the greatest country in the world. Thank you very much, everybody. They keep it nice and safe.
That's a serious failure on the press secretary's part to go, okay, well, yeah, we're going to come in here for a photo op. Just get rid of the crowds as he's giving a speech about how he's protecting the crowds. That's a press secretary foul up right there for sure. Crazy, crazy days. What are you guys looking at today? What are you guys watching today? I guess we can go to StockTwits, see what's up there. Zoom's up a little bit, works up a little bit, QQQ's up a little bit. ORBC? Yeah, absolutely. That is one thing I need to look for this morning is I need to keep my eyes peeled for the upcoming conference. So ORBC 305 up 11% yesterday. Okay. Mobile network provider, machine communications hardware, software services designed to track, monitor, and control fixed and mobile assets in markets, including transportation. Okay. Okay. Track, monitor, and control. So Orb is a NASA in partnership with Barons.com. NASA in partnership with SpaceX set to launch astronauts, yada yada yada. Space investing is not hard. Satellite Industry Association put the size of the launch business to about $6 billion a year. Satellite operators and service providers include companies such as Orbcom. So, okay, here's my thoughts on Orbcom then. And Orbcom, Tesla. Let's see if there's a link. There is a link. So what I'm thinking about is the Starlink that Tesla's looking to put out, right? And if Tesla if Tesla launches Suffered failures of 3 satellites in recent months, forcing the company to develop plans for new satellites. I mean, it's a space play, kind of. That's one day. What's it look like on the week? 290. This is an outlying space play. So if you like space, if you like the news around space, if you think it's going to continue to go, I think that's what the play on Orbcom is here. Yeah, here's a Rolex store. Just craziness. Not at all. Yeah, guys, feel free to shout stuff out. I don't mind if it's in the biosector or not. For the most part, I think I have my bio plays pegged. I do need to look up bio conferences. Major healthcare conferences in June 2020. Okay, more tunes. Maybe something a little more upbeat, huh?
ISO Indies, where y'all from?
No, I want something fast paced. Categories. Okay, January, February, March, April, May, June, May. eHealth, ACR. Wait, this didn't have the ASCO listed? Was that because it was supposed to be at an earlier time? Healthcare and Healthcare Technologies Healthcare Summit in Spain, June 16th. Okay. keynotes. So all I'm doing here, guys, is breaking down CBD cannabis, University of Pittsburgh. U.S. health conferences. Here we go. No, I don't want to give you my email. I just want to see the event. I hate that they've made this so that you can't. 35th annual series emergency. Listen, they made it so that you can't copy and paste stuff. This says it's in the Bahamas in February, so that does me no good. Pediatric antimicrobial conference has been canceled. Okay. Oh, seriously, just piss off. Medical conferences 2020 USA. Okay, so this is a big one. Fetal and maternal medicine. So let's go over here. Let's make a new watch list. My dashboards. Let's rename this. How do you rename it? Fetal and maternal. Okay, let's go through this. Blah 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 blah. Webinar, sessions and tracks, program schedule. It's in Japan. Sessions and tracks. It's not a very long conference. Let's have Google do the work. Copy. Companies presenting.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for.
Okay, let's get rid of AstraZeneca. Let's get rid of NVAX. ERJ can go. Still have GameStop. CYD, MFA can stay. HDRX can stay. Seal is another one I want to take another look at. I'm out of DMPI, so that can go. Okay.
Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for.
Virtual healthcare conference, because this is tomorrow. ATRX is presenting there. Ooh. What else we got? We got Treadwell, HLS, Nexamune, Lodo Therapeutics, Xenon Pharmaceuticals, Clio. QMCO seems interesting. Apparently, with a lot of big names in the tech world. I will definitely take a look. Aurenia, Larimar, Providence, Georgen, Mater. Okay, what's the name? QMCO? Quantum Core. Stores and manages video and video-like data. The company offers high streaming performance for video and rich media applications, along with low-cost, high-density, massive-scale data production and archive systems. Okay, I like it. Server system, 5 years. Was 16. Is 3. News on them. Remote online editing. Okay, so I'll tell you one of the things that it's immediate red flag for me. I know that in the video editing industry, people don't care if it's online or not. What they want to have available is Adobe. Adobe is what people use. You're not going to unseat it. It's too entrenched, I think. They work with Adobe. Okay, I'm right back at it. If they work with Adobe, then that is a big beast, because what that allows you to do is to take your Adobe files and I like it. It's outside of my sector. It's outside of my sector, but if it works with Adobe, the ability to cloud edit would be huge. Because I know when I travel, that's a big issue, especially to digital marketing conferences where there's a lot of people that are trying to take footage, and typically they have to record at the conference and then go home. Because let's be honest, if you're gonna edit and export 4K or 8K quality video, yeah, you need a lot more. You need a lot more tools, and if you could do that editing in the cloud, that would be huge. Okay, so let's take a look at what the analysts have to say on this. QMCO. %49 upside. They see it as a strong buy. Looks like a solid pick. I personally wouldn't play it just because it's outside my sector, but it looks like a solid pick. So this right here, this idea of like, well, just don't retweet it. Like, that's no good. It's absolutely no good. Okay. Sarah prognostics. No, this is. Yeah, no. Okay, is Nuvo publicly traded? Nuvo? It says in Nuvo, but I don't know if that's the same thing. Nuvo Group. I don't think it's the same thing. Okay, Avadel. AVDL. $8. That's not bad. I can take a look at that. ATRX Specialty Corporation providing healthcare live webcast. Link of the event can be found. Management will be hosting a one-on-one investor meetings throughout the day. So that's at 1:30 today. I want to click here for webcast.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know a single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here.
Okay, so ACRX has a presentation today at 1:30. Let's see who else we have here. So Avadel, a company focusing on daytime sleepiness and cataplexy. Treadwell. Okay, Treadwell's nothing. HLS Therapeutics. Okay, HLS. Neximune, biopharmacy company, new generation of nanoparticle-based therapies for targeted immune systems. Okay, nothing. Loto Therapeutics presented Jeffrey's Loto Therapeutics hacking nature's diversity to reinvent. Natural products were formerly a rich source of new drugs, but have fallen out of favor due to the limitations of conventional technologies via our ability to efficiently access, annotate, and prioritize large numbers of natural product drug-like molecules in silico as a historic breakthrough. It's got some big names attached to it. Loto Therapeutics, huh? Nope. Xenon? Yeah, Microsoft and Intel would be big players too, because you need it tied to adequate cloud servers. For sure. This one's come up several times in the past few weeks. AUPH. LRMR. PRSC. URGN. All right, so there's lots of names presenting that conference. There's nothing that's really popped at me other than ABDL. They are down. Let's see here.
I've been waiting all my life for something. I've been down the darkest roads and up in the clouds, but I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky. Oh, there's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could be.
But this looks like it's just business updates. It doesn't look like this is a medical conference where we're going to get new releases on things.
I've been waiting for the one forever. Finally I got you, baby, here in my heart. When I'm with you I feel so much better, oh yeah. Before you I was just a shell, so stuck in the dark. You came into my life and started a fire. You made me feel like I could touch the sky, oh. There's nothing missing now that you're my desire. Now all I have to do is to make you mine. 'Cause I know, and you know what we could be. Like a song, like a perfect melody. Baby, don't say you don't believe in me. 'Cause you
Oh man, oh man, oh man. It's like gold is doing well, continues to perform. Yup. Say 2 meters apart. Well, no, duh, it's gonna be more effective, but it's not. It's not realistic. A 2 meter distance is far more effective than one. Of course. But you know what's even more effective than a 2 meter distance? A kilometer. A kilometer distance apart would be far more effective to stop the spread. But it's ludicrous. New Ebola outbreak in Africa. Ebola drug. Okay, so Regeneron. And MAB. Okay, so who makes... Regeneron Pharmaceuticals makes that. So Regeneron is definitely a play here. Regeneron. It's an options play, but it's a play. Morning, Dunhill. How we doing? Got a... That's true. $11 p.m. deadline to get off the streets in New York. See, this is good. This is what needs to be... This is fantastic. I really do like these quick takes. When you are a have and when you are a have not, you see the world in very different ways.
Was set on fire over here. Who started that? Listen, I'm gonna say it like this. There were some skinny white boys.
His name needs to be heard. George Floyd, a father and a person.
I mean, that keeps coming up over and over and over again, and I think that's important. Is like that skinny white boy thing, that Antifa thing. It's a huge deal that they're hijacking this is a huge issue. Okay, so New York Times is defending Antifa, which I suppose shouldn't be too surprising for me. Uh, Not particularly a shocker, I guess. All right, what are we looking at today, guys? What are we looking at?
We're moving through the night like we're from a different star. Flying over streets and the broken hearts. But they can't even touch us, we found a different beat. Paradise is waiting and we bought the lead. Ooh, getting caught in the maze, there's so many that never get out of. They're feeding the fears and the doubts. Ooh, but we go and we run to the end and we run without shame. We own the game. And we ride on the flames till the morning light. Baby, 'cause we're dynamite. Ain't nobody gonna hold us.
Good morning. Yeah, I mean, my issue with this is um, there so many of these clips of buildings on fire, images. The burning and the looting. My issue is the burning and the looting. If you want to walk, then walk. If you want to protest, then protest. But the Seattle. Seattle seems to be a major hub for Antifa, so um, like this. This. What is this? That like this is not right. This is wrong. Antifa and anarchists co-opted on an otherwise peaceful justice for George Floyd demonstration in Seattle on Saturday, turning it into a riot. The next day, scores of employees and volunteers came together to help clean up the mess Antifa and the anarchists made. So here we go. It just there are no good cops. This is like this just isn't it it's emphatically untrue. It's not true. And what really is the problem here um when you start to make statements like this, all you're doing is making the situation so much worse. When people start to fear law enforcement at an even greater rate than they already were, with the stupidity with the police officer who actually killed George Floyd and those that stood around did nothing. There's been as many stories of police officers marching in these protests alongside people saying that they are also pissed off at what happened. We have police chiefs coming out from the cities saying this is disgusting and they want nothing to do with it. So the statement there are no good cops, statements like kill cops, uh, the level of stupidity. Blue lives don't matter. F the police. Anarchy. Dead pigs. Anarchy. I guess what really bugs me is in a state of actual anarchy, these kids that live in the suburbs that come to the city that are these skinny little white kids that you keep seeing that are vandalizing everything. In a state of anarchy, they wouldn't be so well off. In a place that there were no rules, that there was no protections, that you show up like this and they complain that they show up and they cause these riots and they destroy things and then they get tear gassed. Like in a state of anarchy, you have nobody to complain to because there are no rules. There's no system of protection for you. You simply take it as it is. So if you show up and you destroy somebody's building and they show up and stab you in the face for it, that in anarchy that's okay. That's all right. That's allowed. You have no rights under a system of anarchy. And so I find it really, really interesting to see anarchists show up to a rights movement because the two are counterintuitive. You cannot have a state of anarchy and then also claim that you want the rights and protections of a state. Um, the two, duh, really, really soft spot for me. It drives me nuts. Just drives me absolutely nuts. All right, let's go back to the market before ugh. Let's see what the market is watching and stocks to watch. Well, there's Martini up at the top. This is TA. It's another Zynga acquisition. That's going to go up again. Yeah, they want anarchy until somebody comes after them, and then they want state control and protection. That for an anarchist to say you can't do that, it's against my rights, is hilarious. Is absolutely hilarious. But I thought you were an anarchist. I thought that you didn't want to live in a system of rules and regulations. Where do you think your rights come from? Your rights are founded on a constitution, which is a set of rules that we all agree to abide by. Yeah, cruise line's coming back. All right, all right. What else we got going on? Pissed off? I just yeah. It's ignorant. It really is ignorant, and I guess that's what drives me nuts is the ignorance. Hey, look at our buddy Tilray. Morning all. All right. What else have we got? What else are we looking at, guys? Feel free to shout it out. I did my DD for the day. I've got my picks locked in. I'm not really moving on them. When I'm in, and it's a hold. ACRX got some good news. It looks like we're going to see some pre-market movement on it. I don't see any major pops yet on anything. ACRX. No, that's not even close. ACRX. It's still up 7% pre-market, so that's not bad. Helps with the 8% down yesterday, so it'll be back up, and it'll be down 1%, but it has a presentation today at (1:30) Eastern. KBR picked up a $33.5 million U.S. Air Force deal. It's like one fighter jet. What's it for? So they're a consulting and analysis firm. So it may be only one fighter jet for a consulting company. 33.5 million is a sizable amount of cash. That's a big contract. See, this is great news for that outlier that I picked up the other day. That the hand sanitizer market is just going to continue to erupt. It's not going to slow down. And the one I got into the other day is a hand sanitizer company here in Canada, but they've received FDA approval. So this tiny little company is going to be producing their product for both Canada and the U.S. For me, it's an innovator stage. Oh, excuse me, is an innovator stage. Um, I should see when their next earnings is. What the heck is the company called? It's called ACRX is my favorite long-term hold. And I mean, okay, I guess we need to qualify what long-term is. If you mean not a day play, oh man. ACRX is my favorite play that I've got in my portfolio. That's a Q4 play. The really long-term play is MFA. I really like MFA, where it's at, what it's thinking, where it's headed. East-West Biosciences. What's up, Poopy Doopy? How are we doing today? Okay, so decrease expenses. Company increased total revenues by 42%. Okay, increased revenues by 42%, decreased expenses by 33%. As far as iMath, that has like, okay, so you're up 42, right? And then you can add another 33 on top of that because you cut your losses by 33. So that's 75? Current assets decreased by this to this. Current liabilities decreased. So this is it. This outstanding liabilities is a big issue. Yeah, hey Dice, what's up? Go. Yeah, I would wait. I would wait till we see air travel. That's a 2-year play. Most airlines are saying it's about 2 years now. Got a lot of liabilities. So here's a Canadian company that went in. Yeah, there's nothing normal about Tesla. Tesla operates outside the market. It does what it wants to do. Now, the spy tanks. Well, I don't know which one goes first. Typically, if Tesla tanks, the spy tanks. If the spy goes down, Tesla will show some movement, but it won't be much. And right now, the market doesn't seem to matter. It doesn't seem to matter what's going on in the U.S. as far as the protests and the riots. People just don't seem to care. Not that people don't care about the protests or the riots. People don't care in the market as to stock price. So East West Bioscience is one that started in this hemp and CBD market, and they've realized it's not profitable, and so they've stopped. And now they're going to work in the U.S. They had a sanitizer product that was approved. Let's see if I can find that. East West Bioscience FDA approval. So East West Bioscience has received U.S. Food and Drug Administration for its 8% hand sanitizer liquid spray. This will allow her to avail to distribute its hand sanitizer to the American market, adding revenue streams to the 8%, doctor's office, yada, yada, yada. The initial manufacturing run of 50,000 liters will be followed up shortly with additional production later in June. In Canada, the company has received pre-orders. The company will now begin marketing its hand sanitizer in the United States and will utilize Azima Sciences. So this is a far outlier play, but I like it. With the hand sanitizer market increasing, I like it. I'm comfortable in it. I am trading this, of course, on the TSX. I am not trading it on a pink sheet. I am trading it on the TSX. It is the only Canadian stock in my portfolio currently. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, see right here. What happened to their... Oh, browser screen frozen. Not again. Oh, it's whenever I make that thing go full. I gotta stop doing that. Right there. There are good people. There are good cops. Look, look. There are good police out there. There are good people. Right? Like this. Mm. This. More of this. I know that people are starting to call for a Twitter blackout today. I will not be doing a Twitter blackout. It's interesting. No sooner did I say that I'm not going to stop social media posting than this guy here. This guy was involved as a member of Ubisoft in the Watch Dogs game in Assassin's Creed. Good dude, open mind, open thoughts. He's a little bit upset with the idea of posting black squares. If you guys have stocks you want me to take a look at, I'm happy to do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to lurk in the feed here, I think, the next little bit. See if I can't find something that I want to trade or be involved in. Yeah, I'm not too confident myself. ACRX did get a buy rating for $7. I'm pretty pumped. ACRX, last I heard, had an upgrade. MBRX. I haven't seen an upgrade on MBRX. No. Oh, there's one. On May 29th, they got a buy rating. For analysts, that's earning, that's trends, that's revisions, that's growth estimates. Okay, so this quarter they're expecting a 6% increase in growth, ACRX. Next quarter, 18%. For the year, 18%. And next year, 60%. This is just a big beast. I may just hold this for a while. Mm-hmm. What else are we looking at this morning, guys? What do you guys have on your ticket? Let's see here. What are the stock twit community seem to think is happening in the market right now? We've got GSX. Oh no. Be forewarned, guys. The major short sellers out there have a big problem with GSX. They've called this out. This company has all kinds of fake listings. If you were looking for a short, there she be. Uh, so many short sellers warning people to go nowhere near this thing. And it's amazing to see that there's still the amount of bearish sentiment on this thing. Come on. Come on, chart. Show me. Price. Sentiment. Okay, fine. Be that way. Be that way, stock twits. Yeah, GSX is another one of those Asian companies, guys. All kinds of fraudulent accounts. Stay. My opinion on it is to stay far, far away. Far, 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 far away. General disclaimer to go in the checks. I don't know that I've done that yet today. There's that disclaimer.
Meet me where the meadows grow by the water hole. Lucid dreams of you and me. Sky high, busy life, I wanna leave. Oh, muscle tight, early light, cleanse down jaw. Say my name or say it twice. Shed this layer of overthinking.
Well, I mean, Seth Rogen leading the way. Man, oh man, oh man. No, the riots did not wind down. There was a peaceful protest, but then we got news of explosions across Philadelphia overnight. When is the next karaoke performance? Saturday, I believe. I will sing anything that is in the Twitch Sings repertoire. You can petition Twitch Sings to add "Happy Birthday, Mr. President," but I'm not going to sing it. In the event. I've been here, and I've been here, but I haven't been here. Interesting. First online food order was a pizza from Pizza Hut in 1994. So the carotid restraint has been removed from the San Diego Police Department. It is no longer an approved tactic. You cannot hold somebody by the throat or the neck. That wasn't tough, was it? Like, that seems like a relatively simple thing to do. You can't grab people's throats and necks in order to hold them to the ground with it. That's not a restraint. You can't do that. Zoom is up again. DraftKings is up again. No major popper yet, though. What's MFA doing this morning? They did get good news. $1.86. Yeah, I mean, the teacher's saying she wants to end her career thinking about all the memories she's had of teaching her students face to face. It's like, okay, well, yeah, that's a nice sentiment. That's nice. But the other thing that needs to be considered is as we move into remote education, which looks like it's a reality at this point that that's going to be happening, as we move towards that, what we're going to see is far fewer teachers employed. When you no longer need teachers, you just need people to mark the work coming in, and you can train computers for the most part to do that. Don't need nearly as many educators. Do we have a Trump tweet yet today? $10 hours ago, 11 hours ago. This is the people being hurt by these riots. Breaking news. What do we got? You don't think that remote learning is going to take off? I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. The growth in remote learning has already been massive before what was happening with COVID. If you look at the changes in curriculums from colleges, post secondary institutions, a lot of them were trying to find ways to go 100% digital online simply because the current model and infrastructure in academia is not sustainable. To maintain a university campus at this point, you need to run it like a massive business. You're no longer worried about the academics. You're more focused on the finances. It's all about running a business. If academia is truly the goal, and I mean, one of the social aspects that both Canada and the US have are social education systems. If the government is looking to provide a standard of education at a certain level, then online education actually, or remote education actually provides that opportunity far more than these schools that are vying and running as businesses, even not at the post-secondary level, even at the high school and the elementary levels. What you're seeing is schools cheating on tests. Standardized testing scores are cheated on. False classroom numbers are reported. All of that is trying to play the game to get funding into the school systems. And I'm not saying that the schools don't need funding. They do, but that's because they've got to maintain buildings. They've got to maintain infrastructure. They've got to maintain these complex systems of government, from administrators down to principals, vice principals, into their teachers, into any potential interns or supplemental supports. In the event that you don't need those supplemental supports, you don't need the buildings, you don't need that infrastructure, you reduce the cost of public education significantly and allow that money to go back into academia. There are so many parents out there unable to have their children staying home to learn all day. That feels like a big beast to chew off. Um, a lot of the parents that I know, as they're making the decision of do I put my kid in school or not, are making that decision based off of uh, well, I want my kids in school because daycare is too expensive. And then they end up taking a job and having to pay for daycare anyway for an after school program for the kids. And that after school program ends up costing them as much as the job that they took on. And now what you do is you have one parent who's paying for the daycare so their kid can go to school, and the other parent paying to provide for home costs and home living. So, I mean, it's a big beast for sure, but I think that there is a lot of opportunity there to use remote and distance education more effectively, in order to allow for academia to become the focus again, academics to become the focus of academia as opposed to financials and bottom lines. Um, Now, single income parents, that's a whole different beast for sure. And I absolutely agree on that. It's a whole different beast. But the model for a school changes greatly um, when you're trying to maintain all of these multiple campuses everywhere, when in reality you don't need separate classrooms that are divided by age, grade, et cetera, et cetera. You don't need them partitioned off by, okay, well, this is the history classroom, this is the science classroom, and this is the in reality, what you need is just a giant big building that has multiple floors with tons of computers that looks a lot more like a library and a lot less like a school. And for those that can't go to aren't in a position to move to a my kids stay home and learn model, you can still have kids coming to a school, but instead of it being multiple classrooms that are divided by multiple walls, what you have is more of a library environment where it's just endless rows of computers that have access to high-speed internet, and they have access to the teachers for whatever courses they have. The students have a schedule when they log in, they abide by the schedule, the teachers are remote. The overhead on that is significantly less, so I think it is feasible. It's just an overhaul of the education system that needs to happen. Nassim Taleb. That sounds horrible. A library environment for learning sounds horrible. Oh, I don't know. I think a lot of kids are used to sitting down on the computer to do their learning anyway at this point. I don't know that that would be horrible to have a library environment. Literally picture a library, and instead of endless rows of bookshelves, you have rows of computers for kids to work at. Um, you have sections where there are sitting areas for the kids to sit on laptops or tablets and do their work. For me, it doesn't sound horrible to me. It sounds like a vast improvement over plunking kids into desks in classrooms that are divided by age, gender, however they want to split them up. You eliminate, by having a central hub for learning like that, you eliminate a lot of the disparity between economic sectors. So if you've got people that are high income or people that are low income schools traditionally receive far less funding, but in this instance, it would be a single building where everybody comes together, everybody's working in the same place. Education is readily available. Work from home is another big part of it as well to consider. If a parent is already home, for sure. I know. I work from home, but my wife is also home as I'm the sole provider. Let me tell you, daycare on 8 kids. There's no way that we'd be able to afford that. Um, Racism is the use of the law of large numbers in the opposite direction by attributing presumed population traits to single individuals. Every tweet this guy puts out, it's like process, brain, process. Racism is the use of the law of large numbers and scaling in the opposite direction by attributing presumed population traits to single individuals. So I think the simplified version of that is uh, generalized stereotypes of large demographics results in racism. For you to make the statement that Mexicans run Mexican food restaurants, and that's on the basis of, well, every Mexican food restaurant you've ever been to has Mexicans working at it. Okay, but you could see how that would be a generalized stereotype based on the demographic, right? Um, what does Wall Street Journal have? China's hopping on board the QE train. China likes QE. Bull market. They're still trying to get Madoff after all of these years. Shocker. HSBC was somehow involved in the absolute joke that was Bernie Madoff. I am absolutely shocked. Who could have guessed it? Oh wait, HSBC is one of the most corrupt banks in the world, right? Right. I mean, that's a decent number. They've recovered 14 billion of the 20. Man, Madoff is serving a 150-year prison sentence in North Carolina. Called that one. Oil cut extension, so that's good news for oil. I think that's it for today, guys. My portfolio remains largely unchanged. Regeneron with the Ebola outbreak in Africa is going to be one that I'm watching closely. Pfizer did have a major cancer drug fall through, but they all are also in line with the coronavirus, so we'll see how that affects that today. AVDL was the other one that I added to this list. They have a presentation upcoming today or tomorrow at the Jeffries, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of batshit crazy out there, though. Even if we just search riots right now, you're gonna see batshit crazy right across the world, right? Um, Images: Charlotte, London, Baltimore, Vancouver, Chicago, Detroit, Paris, Venezuela, India, L.A., Berkeley, France again, Milwaukee, Stanley Cup riots. Singapore, Hong Kong. I mean, world's a crazy place. World is a crazy place. Lots of great people out there, lots of great things going on, but it's a crazy place. Holy cow, it's 7 o'clock already, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for today. Thank you all for swinging through and being a part of the stream. I will be back 4:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, unless you guys want to hang out with Martini Rita tonight. Make sure you go check her out. It's always a blast, guys. If you're not doing that sub follow thing, do that wherever you're watching this. Take it easy, and I will catch you tomorrow.